There's a kind of power that never raises its voice. No shouting, no dramatic speeches, no desperate attempts to prove anything. And yet, when this power enters the room, people feel it immediately. Because real power doesn't need volume. Most people grow up believing the opposite. They think power looks loud, dominant, aggressive. The person who talks the most in a meeting, the one who interrupts everyone else, the one who demands attention. But psychology shows something interesting. The loudest person in the room is often the least powerful. Why? Because noise is often compensation. When people feel insecure, when they fill the space with words, they argue, they defend themselves, they try to prove they're right. But the truly powerful person does something different. They stay calm, and calmness is deeply unsettling to people who rely on chaos. Just think about the most respected leaders you've ever seen. When things go wrong, they don't panic, they pause, and that pause is power. In psychology, silence is one of the strongest forms of social control because silence forces everyone else to react. When someone stays calm during conflict, the emotional pressure shifts to the other person. The angry person starts talking faster, they get louder, more emotional, and suddenly they look unstable, while the calm person looks completely in control. This is called emotional regulation, and in power dynamics, the person who controls their emotions usually controls the situation. That's why elite negotiators use silence. Interrogators use silence. Even the most successful CEOs use silence because silence creates psychological gravity. People start leaning toward it, trying to fill it, trying to earn approval from it. But here's the deeper reason calm people are powerful. They are not reacting, they are observing. When someone reacts emotionally, they worry, their brain switches into survival mode, fight, defend, attack. But the calm mind stays analytical. It sees patterns, it reads intentions, it notices things others miss. That's why the quiet person in the room often understands the situation better than everyone else. They're not busy performing, they're studying the environment, and that changes everything. Because power is not about controlling others, it's about controlling yourself. Anyone can shout, anyone can argue, anyone can try to dominate a conversation, but very few people can sit in a tense moment and remain completely composed. That level of control signals something ancient in the human brain. Stability, confidence, authority, and humans are wired to follow stability. That's why calm people often rise to leadership without chasing it. People trust them. They look reliable, predictable, grounded, and when they finally speak, everyone listens. Because those words were not impulsive. They were chosen carefully, which makes them far more powerful. So the next time someone tries to dominate a conversation, remember this. Power is not about who speaks the loudest. It's about who stays steady when everyone else loses control. The person who never rushes to prove themselves. The person who doesn't need to win every argument. The person who can sit quietly and still command respect. That kind of power doesn't shout. It doesn't demand attention, but when it appears, the entire room feels it. Because the strongest presence in any room is the one that never needed to raise its voice.